what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen.
Y'all give some hearts.
Say what's on your mind.
Y'all give some hearts for the man. The man himself. Can you hear me okay, Bishop?
I can hear you.
Woo!
I can hear
you. This is great. Y'all give some hearts, some flowers, some everything for my Bishop. He is in the building. Bishop, it's so great to have you on here tonight. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight on ST's Power of the Pen. Can you believe this? This is crazy.
This is great. This is great.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Listen, I don't even know where to begin, man. Songwriter, producer, choir master, curator of some of the most timeless gospel music that any choir has ever sung in the history of church. Like, you've done so much for gospel music, and I've known you through the whole course of that time, and it's just amazing, you know, to know someone like you and know your humility and just what you've contributed, man. Like, do you ever think like to yourself, like is this me?
You know, when I process it all, it's amazing the journey that I've taken and where it has brought me. I would have never thought that this would have happened to me. You know, coming out of the projects.
Wow.
My dad left my home when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And I was kind of, you know, feeling like, you know, what can I do? What will I do?
Yeah.
And I had my voice. I had my voice. And let me put it like this. I had a voice in a dream.
Wow. Wow, that's good, Bishop. That's good. You know, what did you listen to growing up that made you feel like was it something that you heard that made you feel like this is what I want to do, or I can do this?
You know, to be honest with you, one day I was home, and of course my mom was a gospel lover. She would bring records home almost every week. They called them records back then. We call them projects now. But when my mom would bring these records home, and I would listen to them and listen to them, listen to them. And one day, I remember watching the Grammys when I was young, and Shirley Caesar actually sang on the Grammys. And it was the actual crowd that moved me, because as she was singing, I was watching people cry. And I was watching people really get into the music, but it was more than just a pop of the finger and a dance. It was a cry.
Wow.
I literally saw tears. And I said to myself, I want to be able to sing music to move people like that. I will never forget that day. And from that day forth, I purposed in my heart that gospel music was the music that I wanted to sing.
Bishop, you have put out music, and I just want to talk about this particular song because just maybe 2 days ago, somebody actually sent me a clip of someone singing this song. I'll Make It. Right? I'll Make It was recorded years ago. Right?
I'm not ashamed. That was recorded in 1986.
Come on.
Somebody do the math. I don't know. Somebody do the math. I don't know how many years it is.
And here we are in 2021, and people are posting clips and memes using that song.
Yes. Yes.
You know, you put out music that even rappers are incorporating in their music. You got Kanye West, who has a choir now, who is incorporating Bishop Hezekiah Walker's church choir music in his repertoire. Like, this is amazing. Did you see this for the music that you was putting out, or is this like blowing your mind like it's blowing everybody else's?
It's really blowing my mind. And see, I'm telling you, when I think about it, it's like I can't believe that this is really happening, because really, you know, when we start out doing songs for church.
Yeah.
and for people in church not really knowing that the music would go beyond the four walls.
Right.
And so when my music started translating beyond the four walls, it really blew my mind. It was like, really, this is what it's all about. And to have Kanye and others, we just got a call the other day from Chance the Rapper, and I was blown away from that. Just so many different things, doors are opening because people really gravitate to what we put out.
Yeah, man. So this show, Power of the Pen, Bishop, I really God had me do this because I always wanted to do something to give back to the younger generation or just to other people, right? And I didn't really know what to do. And I have to be honest, at one point I felt like that I didn't accomplish enough
Mhm.
to just be given back. And then like God got me in check and was just like, I put my stamp on you and I've allowed you to do certain things so that you can go ahead and do that. You
Mhm.
go ahead and do it. Don't wait
Mhm.
for, some sort of validation or whatever, or a certain amount of awards to do it. Just go do it.
Mhm.
And so I'm doing it. And I said all that to say this, that this show is talking about the power of the pen. You have put out songs, you have curated songs, like we said, like I'll Make It, um like God Favored Me, All Right Now, Some Way Somehow, Oh Lord We Praise You, all so many songs. I could keep going on for days, and I must say Sold Out. Right?
That's right.
But Bishop, these songs, they have changed lives. I've seen your music being sung by choirs in different countries. Um, this is just it's beyond, like the Bible says, that He will exceed our thoughts.
Mhm.
He'll do above all we can ask or think.
Mhm.
Um, it's manifesting in what you do. It's manifesting in what you do. Did you ever have an experience with someone who had a testimony or came to you and said, this song did this for me, or this song changed my life, or like, was there ever an experience with the songs that you put out that was like, wow?
All the time. All the time. It happens to me, I would say, every day. Um,
Wow.
I can be in the supermarket. I can be. The other day, I was coming home from Atlanta, and one of the flight attendants recognized me behind my mask. Now I had my mask on and everything, and she recognized me behind the mask, and just the song list that she was running down, she almost started crying,
Yeah.
just telling me how the songs have blessed her,
Hmm.
got her through college, and now she's a flight attendant. So that
Wow.
happens all the time. But I was thinking about, I'm very strategic when I accept songs.
This I know.
um it's not so much for me the groove and the beat. Now the groove and the beat really plays a very important part, but the lyrics is the thing that catches me. And so
Mm,
I'm kind of glad that you open up this platform,
yeah.
um to kind of talk, because the lyrics is so important. It's almost equalized to the Bible,
Hmm.
and especially when you put the word of God into your lyrics, because the scripture says that when the word goes out, it will not return void,
Hmm.
and it will always accomplish that is set out to accomplish.
Yes, it
So
will.
what happens is that when we put music out and when the lyrics go out there, of course it's connected to our hearts.
Yeah.
So again, what comes from the heart, listen to this, what comes from the heart reaches the heart.
This is
So
good,
of
Bishop.
course, when we put those lyrics out and when we give them out from our heart, and it is connected to the Word of God, it will not return void. And what we do, we put it out there to set it so it can go to the massive, and it reaches the masses.
Mm.
And so when it comes back, it only comes back to bring glorification to God. So yeah, so basically, I say this without being cocky and without being arrogant.
Yes, sir.
Everything that I put out, if I stick to that regiment, it's going to work.
So this is what I want some songwriters that's on here, that's listening and watching. This is what I want y'all to understand. When you submit songs to artists, this is one of the requirements or prerequisites, pretty much, that goes into play when they're selecting the music. This is why sometimes songs don't get picked up, and it's not because of you or you're not a great songwriter,
Right.
these artists are looking for songs that they can connect with,
Yes.
because when they go out, it has to be a genuine connection. Like he said, what comes from the heart connects to the heart. So if the artist feels like, I won't honestly be able to convey this music, sometimes that's the reason why the songs don't get picked up. It's not that you don't have a great song or you're not great at what you do, it's just not the right person to convey that message,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, of course, ST. And one of the worst things that you can do as a songwriter is to have a great song, but you put it into the hands of
Hmm.
the wrong artist,
Hmm.
and then vice versa. To have a song, you put it into the hands of the right artist, but the right artist cannot convey what you put down because it did not come from
Come
your
on
heart.
down. Gee.
It did not come from your heart. And when it doesn't come from your heart, the artist cannot convey it correctly.
Right.
So what they do is they kind of put their spin on it. And normally when they put their spin on it, it don't become yours. It's not yours anymore. It becomes theirs.
Wow.
And and then it get all jumbled. But I like to stick with the scriptures. If it comes from the heart, it reaches the heart. And so when you do write songs from your heart,
Hmm.
then also to keep your ear to the street.
Mm.
Keep your ear to what people are listening to, what they like, grooves, beats. Um, Watch the language of the church,
Hmm. Hmm.
because the language of the church changes every so often. So
Hmm.
you have to stay within the language of the church.
Y'all hear this
What is
information?
Yeah, the language of the church is so important, especially when you're doing gospel music.
Yeah.
If you stick with the language, every so often we come up with a language, we come up with a sentence, we come up with a slogan,
Hmm.
and it's not just my local church, but the church worldwide
Yeah.
comes up with something, and it's like fire. It catches on to everything it touches. And so if you watch the language of the church, if you listen to the music and watch the language to what everyone else is listening to,
Yeah.
and then if you have a secular ear, always listen to what the world is listening to as well,
Hmm.
because you always want to be able to capture their ear as well.
Hmm.
Not saying that you purposely go to make your song cross over,
Uh-huh.
but what you do is you set it out, and then of course if it comes from the heart, if it's the right timing and it's the right lyrics, and if it's the right artist, it
Hmm.
will cross, it will, somebody would hear it. Like for instance, some of the songs that we have put down, because it was the right song, the right writer, the heart was there, the
Wow.
language of the church was there, the
Wow.
ear was there to the streets. Of course, it cannot help but to gravitate to those that are in church and those that are outside of church as well.
This is so amazing, Bishop. I know I'm gonna get ahead of myself because I'm really excited about just having you on here. You have Let me just do this. I do this on every show, but I have to do this right now. And anybody that's been following me, y'all know what I'm getting ready to do. Can y'all please just put 1,000,000 hearts in the comments and just keep on pressing hearts until your finger gets tired? Bishop, I have to say this to you, especially on this national platform, that I love you. You have been a tremendous force in my life. Anybody that knows ST already know what time it is when it comes to Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Be very, very careful with the words that come out of your mouth after his name, because that right there is my dude. You, I've known you all of my musical life, um, especially in church, and you've always been the same. You have been a stickler for quality. You've been a stickler for holiness. And just for the purity and the sanctity of gospel music. Like, you have just been a force to push it through and push it forward, and it's shown in everything that you're doing. So I want you to know that not just me, but all these hearts that's showing in the comments, we love you. We appreciate you while we have you. We're letting you know this while you're alive and you can hear it from us. We're just so thankful for you.
Well, SC, let me say this to you, that I certainly honor and appreciate you. You know, you've been, like you said, you've been with me for a long time and you're still there. You're still with me. I thank you for your commitment
Mhm.
and for your zeal, not only just for music, but for our church
Yeah.
and for the ministry that the Lord has given me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for continuing to push the ministry that God has given me, all the songs that you have written, and especially all of the new songs that we get ready to put out that you've written. I
I was
don't
getting
want.
ready to get to that. Go ahead.
So I mean, it's just been an amazing time of fellowship, of pastoralship, of brotherhood,
Yeah.
and I'm glad your mom brought you to me years ago. I
He's on
when I
here. My
when I
mom and
think,
dad.
yeah, your mom and dad, and I hope that they're on. I don't know if they're looking, but mom and dad, I'm coming to see y'all. And I'm
I
coming
heard it.
without ST. I'm coming without ST. But thank God that your mom and your dad saw fit to bring you to us. And and the Lord is so amazing, seriously, because who would have ever thought that Thursday night that your mom bringing you to that rehearsal would change the course of your life and my life forever, you know? And so it's just the awesomeness of God is just amazing.
Yeah,
So
man.
I thought about you today, and I said to myself when we went, remember we went to the Grammys and they called my name, and I didn't even hear them. It was like, yo, we
I
won, you know.
remember the very first one,
the very
1995, I
first
think,
the
right?
very first Grammy, man, and we was like, oh my God, we won, you know. And it's still moving after so many
Wow.
years, and then it trickled down to the church,
Yeah.
and so now the church is just moving and growing, and so um hey, I thank God for you as well. I love you as well too.
Love you, Bishop, man. So look here, man. This like God just doesn't stop when it comes to you. Like he's got a whole map out planned out for your life,
Ah.
obviously, because look at what I want to do. The things that I want to do, you're doing, and I'm following in your footsteps. In your footsteps,
Mhm.
you also have this heart to give back, and somebody at Virginia Union University understood the assignment.
Yeah, listen. Oh
Understood
man,
the
but you
assignment.
know, ST, and I say this humbly as well. You know, all the things that the Lord has blessed me with, there's a price that come along with it.
Hmm.
And so you pay such a hefty price, but the reward is even greater.
Yeah,
Everything that the Lord has done for me, it came with a major price. You lose some things, you lose
yeah,
some people,
yeah.
you lose some relationships, but then God turns around and replenishes it. And this thing that I was going through a little something right before I went to Virginia Union. So I go to Virginia Union just so that I can continue my studies in theology. And of
Y'all
course,
listen
everyone.
to this story, please. Please listen to this.
And I go back to, finish my studies. And those of you that have been around me, I'm in and out of school. I'll join Bible school, and then I'll stop. I'll go for 6 months, stop. I'll go for a year and I'll stop. And so I purpose in my heart to say, okay, this time I'm going and I'm going to complete. I'm going back to seminary. And I just so happened to choose Virginia University, Virginia Union.
Wow.
So I go to Virginia Union University, I think, one of the greatest HBCUs that
That's
I
right.
know.
That's right.
Big up to the HBCUs. But I go there and I'm in class for about a year, did very well, and I'm very proud of myself.
Please listen to this, y'all, because I'm so proud of you too.
Now, I'm doing papers and I'm sitting up reading and carrying on and doing all of this. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, Hezekiah Walker, you have these churches, you have your music career, you on the radio. You don't have to be in school, And I kept saying to myself, no, I want to finish this. I want to finish this. And at some point, I was just about again, to kind of withdraw from class,
Uh-huh.
take a break for a minute, and say, okay, I'll go back next year because I only got a year left. And the moment I was getting ready to withdraw, I get a phone call from the dean of the school,
Sheesh.
and the dean of the school calls me to the office, and I'm like, okay, what's going on now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was about a bill or something. I'm thinking, I said, oh God, I gotta finish paying, my bill.
Uh-huh.
And he sits me down and he said, Hezekiah Walker, I've been talking to my staff, and we really want to have a music program here at our school. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, okay, cool. Because in the back of my head, I'm thinking that, see, they probably want me to do a class. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. I can do a class. So
Oh,
I'm saying, okay, I'm just waiting for them to finish. And he said that what we have always wanted to have a music program at our school. Okay, so I'm sitting here and I'm listening. And so he says to me, you know, we wanted you to perhaps put a program together.
hmm.
But we decided, instead of putting a program together, our mindset is to have a school. So I'm like, okay. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm not thinking put a school in my name because this is Virginia Union. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
I'm saying, okay. So I'm sitting here and he says, we want you to consider starting a school here, starting a gospel music school here, but we want to put it in your name.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me jump in right here real quick, please. Who goes to school to get a degree only to get a school in their name? Who does that? All right, go ahead, Bishop. You go.
So they put the school in my name, and I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing. So now, I have something else under my belt. I have the Hezekiah Walker Center for Gospel Music at Virginia Union University, and it is simply going like crazy. It's like people all over the country. I'm getting ready to do a masterclass on this coming Saturday, which is going to be my first event that I'm putting on, and so many people from around the country have signed on to take this masterclass uh, at Virginia Union at the Hezekiah Walker Center for Gospel Music, and it is just amazing. St. Next year, which is 2022, we actually start a semester of getting all those who have come to the school to that want to come through my music program. They're coming through the music program, and it's just, I don't know. It's one miracle and one blessing after the other, and it all goes back to the heart wanting to reach the heart through gospel music.
That's what it is. So this is what I want to jump to before this technology stuff start getting getting in the way. Bishop, you have a big event coming up on December 4th where you are doing a masterclass,
Yes,
a virtual masterclass, right?
yes,
Your guest for this right here is, hold on, you got Donald Lawrence, the
yes.
Donald Lawrence. You have Ted Wynn coming on, and also attorney
Ricky Anderson.
Ricky Anderson is going to be with you, right?
Yes.
Where can people go to register for this?
All you have to do is go to Hez Walker at VUU.com.
Okay,
That's Hez, Hez, Walker at the word at VUU.com. If you go there, you can register to be a part of it. We have so many people who have already registered. It's going to be an exciting masterclass. It's the first ever, at least for the Hezekiah Walker Center for Gospel Music
I
at
love it.
VUU. And I think you're going to learn a lot. ST, we should have had you on talking about the power of the pen, because we're
I'm
going to be
down.
this.
I'm
we're,
down, man.
Man, we're going to be talking about songwriting, publishing, choir development, artistry development. we're going to be talking about so much, and talking about, of course, because a lot of people get into this and they don't believe in having a lawyer.
Hmm.
And that's one of the things that happened to me when I first started, because I just was so anxious to get out into the gospel music industry
Yeah,
until I took a contract and signed it and didn't even let a lawyer even look at it.
I remember.
Oh, and it messed me up. It messed me up. It messed me up. So we want to keep people from doing that ever again. We don't want nobody to get into that ever again. And then we also want to talk about, artist development,
Hmm.
and we want to make sure that people are developed in their craft, and make
Hmm.
sure that they are the best when they are performing and when
That's
they are
right.
on stage,
That's right.
because that's really so important. Some people get on stage and just don't know what to sing.
Let me tell y'all something real quick. Bishop Walker, he's a funny man, but he's very serious. One time I had to sing for, oh, you know what? It was my grandmother's funeral. I told Bishop, that I had to sing at my grandmother's funeral, and Bishop said, "What you singing?" And I told him what song I was singing. He said, "ST, you better not cry." he said, "ST, at least get through the song. You got to get through the song." So even at a funeral, he was on my case, like, you okay? That's really nice. You gonna sing, but you better get through that song.
Get through the
It's
song. Get through the song.
Listen, y'all heard him. December 4th. Y'all go register. This is the registration information. We're gonna say it to you one more time so y'all have it. It is Hez Walker at VUU.com. Hez Walker at VUU.com. Y'all go register for the virtual masterclass taking place on December 4th. All right, listen, there's something else that we do on this live, Bishop, that I call curveball. If y'all want me to give him a curveball, y'all gotta put curveball in the comments. Just type curveball. This is something that is kind of off the records that nobody was really anticipating. But before we get to that, I want to talk to that. I'm gonna read the comments and see if y'all putting it in there. You got to write curveball. All right. Before we get to the curveball, Bishop, you brought it up, so I'm gonna bring it up. You know why I'm not cutting my hair, right?
Yeah, I know why you're not cutting it.
Y'all, I be wearing this baseball cap because I'm growing my hair. Oh, they want the curveball. I'll be wearing this baseball cap because I'm not cutting my hair. Y'all want to know why I'm not cutting my hair? I told the bishop I'm not cutting my hair until what, Bishop?
Until I record. Until I record.
I said until this man put out some new music, I'm not cutting my hair. So it's a whole lot. Yeah, y'all see it. It's a whole lot of hair under this hat, and I'm gonna keep growing it. So y'all get ready for Salt and Pepper Afro ST.
I'm coming. I'm coming. So, oh wait. So everybody has been asking Bishop, when you gonna put us some new? Just trust me, I got stuff in the making. All right, but
I, that much I can attest for. I'm
I
telling
got
y'all,
it in the making.
this
I
new
just
music
have to,
is crazy.
but I just have to take my time, and it got to be right. I gotta feel it. I gotta know that it's right. The
Yeah,
timing has got to be right. I'm still listening to the songs, making sure the songs are right, making sure the lyrics is correct, making sure it's coming directly
that's
from my
right.
heart.
That's
And
right.
but when it hit, it's gonna hit. But I promise you, I'm gonna do it real soon. Like within the next, SC, we got rehearsal in a couple of weeks, couple of days rather.
Yes, we do. Yes, we
So we're
do.
gonna start back rehearsal, and then of course, COVID threw the curveball, kind of messed all of us up. But get ready, 2022 is gonna be my year.
It's gonna be the year.
It's gonna be the
Okay,
year.
so Bishop, the people said they want the curveball. They want the curveball question.
Oh God,
Bishop Walker.
what?
I gotta tell you this. Let me tell you how I love you because you are so full of surprises, right? So we never really know what to expect when it comes to you, right? But I have to say this. I love, don't be nervous.
I'm not.
I, I love how the relationship between you and Monique. I love how the relationship between you and Monique is just wow. It's just like, y'all see this? Somebody said curveball.
That is definitely a curveball.
So,
Definitely a
so
curveball.
Bishop, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be respectful. I, but the people want to know. They don't want to say it, but
Ah,
I'm gonna say it.
yeah.
The people want to know. You
All
guys
right,
are
all
really
right. Let
big.
me let me just explain.
Come on.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Well, first of all, you know, God is true to his purpose.
Yes, he is.
He's true to his purpose. And so before marriage and before boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yeah.
before Kaisia, all of that,
Uh-huh.
you know, there was a purpose for our connection. And to be totally
That's
honest
fact.
with you,
That's a fact.
that's a fact. The purpose of our relationship was really ministry.
Hmm.
We started out in ministry together, doing ministry together before we even decided that we were going to date. I mean, we were liking each other,
Hmm.
but the main purpose of our connection, you remember, was just singing and doing ministry. We for hours we would talk about doing ministry together,
Yeah.
talking and singing and
Yeah.
preaching, and we wasn't even preachers at that time. And then as we got older and things evolved, it turned into more than just ministry.
Hmm.
And so, what you're seeing now,
Yeah.
you're seeing the purpose of God coming back to light. And it doesn't have anything to do with, relationship or getting back together or
Right.
anything like that.
Right.
It has all to do with the purpose of God being fulfilled.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as we were walking and trying to get to the purpose of God, we came up with a plan, but the plan got hindered.
Hmm. Okay.
The plan was hindered.
Yeah.
And I teach everybody that the plan can only be hindered if you are hindered.
Hmm.
So, back
That's
in the
good.
day, the
That's
devil
good.
came in
Yeah.
and he hindered me and he hindered Monique.
Yeah.
He hindered us in a major, major way. And the reason why he hindered it because he didn't want us to get to the purpose. And so it stopped the purpose for a minute. But thank God, the plan can stop, but the purpose still remain in place.
You know what this man preaches even when he not trying to preach.
I'm trying not to.
He preaching when he not trying to preach.
But the
The
plan, the
plan might be
plan, the
man, but the
plan
purpose won't
stopped.
ever.
The plan hindered. The plan was hindered. The plan was hindered. The plan stopped, but the
Wow.
purpose remained in place.
Wow.
And so now that we have come through all that we have come through, we realize that the main important thing now is to get back to the purpose of God.
Yeah.
And so what you see now is probably what many people saw years ago, that power
That's
couple,
right.
you know.
That's right.
And to be truthful with you, nobody can beat us together in ministry. When we come together in ministry, it's just a chemistry
If you
there.
know, you know. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
a
know, you
chemistry
know.
there. So we are crawling our way back to the purpose of God. And the craziest thing is God is moving things out of our way. God is moving people out of our way. He's moving
Wow.
situations out of our way. It's like
Wow.
it's like we're getting back to that purpose. And it's like,
Wow.
and the crazy thing is that there are certain things that we missed because we were hindered from getting to the purpose. ST,
Jesus.
get ready,
Jesus.
because all those things is getting ready to come back.
Jesus.
And the
Jesus.
craziest thing is we got some major stuff outside of the purpose. That's because God was looking at my heart. But when we get back to the purpose, all the things that we did not receive, and it's coming. It's at our fingertips. So
We
that's
ready, Bishop.
so for those of
We
you that
ready,
did not
Jesus. We
so for
ready.
those of you that did not understand or watching, but you just didn't understand what's going on, now you got it. Now
Now
you
you
understand.
got
So
it.
if anybody asks you what's going on with Hezekiah, Monique, just say they're getting back to the purpose.
They're getting back to the purpose. You
Getting
heard
back
it
to the
right
purpose.
here on the power of the pen. You heard it right here.
You heard it first.
Well, listen, Bishop, once again, I don't want to keep you all night. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for carving out some time to come and be on this platform with us tonight, man. We appreciate you. Listen, keep putting out the great music. I kind of have like a heads up on what's getting ready to come out. So people, y'all get ready. This is
coming.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so mind-blowing and so good and so everything, like everything and stuff you can't even imagine. It's gonna be great. So we're excited about it. Y'all get ready for December 4th for the virtual masterclass at Virginia Union University with the man right here himself, Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Y'all come on, give him some more hearts. And I don't know if you saw it. My mother put in the comments, she said when you come to Florida, she's going to have your shrimp and potatoes for you.
Great. I can't wait. And then I can't wait to hug your dad, man. And I just can't wait for all that to happen.
Look, everybody, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate everybody for logging on. Y'all continue to share this even when we get off. I want people to get this information, so much good information for songwriters, for creatives, for people that are aspiring, for people that are in the roller coaster of being a creative and just don't understand how the process just has to happen. You can't get around the process. It has to happen. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. ST's Power of the Pen.
Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind. Speak loud from within. Make us sing along with the power of the pen. Say what's on your mind.